Welcome everybody once again in another session. We have discussed error detection questions. We have discussed sentence improvement questions. Time for cloze tests now. Let's start without any delay. In this session, we'll be going through several cloze tests from PYQs, starting with some easy peasy ones to make you comfortable with the topic, to boost your confidence, and then up to the mark, the difficult ones also. Let's start without any delay. Let me show you that yes, we have discussed many sessions having all these questions types in the miscellaneous manner. And then on the very last turn, we had error detection, before which we have sentence improvement. Now we are having cloze test. Stay connected. We'll discuss all these individual topics also one by one. Here's a cloze test. It is called, although this is easy, don't be frightened like it has 10 fillers, all from SSC's PYQs. Just have a look. I'll show you the options we are given. Okay, on the very first day, I must say or inform that we have a passage where some words are dropped. We have to grab the theme of the passage, tone of the passage, flow of the passage, and have to pick options accordingly, the most appropriate ones, in which direction the passage is moving, what type of words have been used in the passage. We'll be putting the similar ones matching the tone, theme, and flow. You have a look at the cloze test first. We'll give you the options. You solve them. I'll explain all at once at your screen now. And easy peasy one talking about common cold science, in which variety they are discussing. I hope done with the passage, showing you options then. Okay, please go through the options. You solve them all. I'll explain all at once. explaining in a minute, I'm sure must be done. Okay, quite easy peasy. Despite all the research, every one of us catches cold, and that's true. And most of us catching what? Cold. So if you want to use the noun again, we use a pronoun instead, which is singular in nature. We are not demonstrating here that one, the red one, the black one. This is also a demonstrative pronoun. This one, no, that one. These is used for plural ones. We are using a singular one here. Better use a singular one for that. It. Our failure to control one of that superlative degree here, and before superlatives we use the definite article, the, not the indefinite article. Most commonest will be double superlative, more commonest impossible. Science regularly practices transplant surgery. We are talking about cold. It's not chemical science or electrical science or geological science. That's obviously medical science. And blank space of, I would say, get rid of or gets rid of. I'm sure all of us know get rid of something. Has been, okay, using the auxiliary has in place of that. Has been rid, that will be passive voice then. We have an object, has rid whole countries of this problem. So the tone is active. We are not discussing things in past. Catches, catch, indefinite tense is there. Practices, present tense is there. So no had. Have is not possible because the subject is medical science practices, and medical science has rid whole countries of such killing. Killing what? The plague, all of us know, is a disease. Plague is illness, not bad, but not that appropriate. Sickness, not that. Disease. Ailment, no. The most appropriate choice. But the blank space of common cold is difficult. The setback, the hitch, the difficulty, that's a problem. That's a problem. The problem of common cold is unusually difficult, and blank space is yet to be done to solve it. Since it is unusually difficult, yet to be done to solve it, we need pretty much, I think, research and all. Pretty much. Few represents zero. Little represents zero. Many is plural. We have a singular verb. Much has to be done to solve it. It is known that a cold is caused by one of the number of, that is also a fixed one, you know this, number of infections. It is caused, are, is, were, was, why. The whole passage is in present tense, and we are talking about cold, which is singular in nature. So this cold is caused by a number of, without even the options, we know what the answer is, infections that affect the lining of the blank space. Lining of the tongue. Cold is not caused by tongue. Obviously, nose, no ears, no eyes included in that. I know that was pretty easy for many of us, like, but we have just started. Stay connected, there'll be pretty much more. That's how you can get hint of a cloze test, how to pick words, pick the most appropriate ones, keeping grammar, because whatever we would put must be grammatically correct. We need a verb, put a verb out there. We need an adjective, pick an adjective. We need an adverb, pick an adverb. Vocabulary, the type of words we have to use, like the plague is an illness, okay, but not appropriate. Sickness or ailment, that's a disease. And context of the passage also. I'm sure. Done. If there's a problem, do say next. Have a look once again. We'll show you the options. Next. sure done. Explaining in a minute. Okay, let's discuss these. 25 years ago, while traveling and teaching in Turkey, Nepal, Iran, someone, I read the passage, that's why I always show, just go through the passage first. I don't know, in one of the options they've asked she or they or you. For example, he is also one of the options. That may be a male or a female. How do I know? The passage itself will show you. Later in the passage, she ran into fierce resistance. That means it's a female. Okay. She noticed self-sufficient disabled people their daily business using donkeys and other to be sold. Okay. People to go about their daily business. People gone carrying, doing. First of all, grammar. Okay, this is grammar. As I said in the previous one, some options need grammar, some need vocabulary, some need precise context. So grammatically, he noticed or she noticed, she subject, notice verb, then such people object. Objects don't take finite verbs. So to go we don't use people doing something, people facing problems, people who are facing problems, people who are doing something such. Not to go, tone is not of passive, so third form, finite verbs cannot be there, a non-finite. People going about their daily businesses. Just a sec. Reading ahead in the passage itself defines often using ing here. People are using, when people are going about the same photocopy, you can use parallel structure. I like dancing, singing, swimming. Okay. They use donkeys to carry. Yep. Infinitives show reason. We use a pen to write with. I need a piece of paper to write on. We use something. We use mobile phones to communicate. We use laptops to do this or that. We use something to do something. Once again, grammar. Okay. She later returned. Obviously, we just realized in the passage itself it is mentioned, otherwise there'll be ambiguity. She realized, she later returned to the United States. Why she returned? She returned to begin research or work on a master's degree in special education. Infinitives define reason also. The same answer. We use donkeys. Why? To do this. She returned to the US. Why? To work on a master's degree. That's the purpose. She returned to the US. I blank space about what could. This is direct narration now. Probably she's saying this. Now that maybe I think about, I thought about, etc. The next line is in past, not can, could. So there should be past, I'm sorry, V2, 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 V2 all across. So nothing about grammar, all in past tenses. Now, hard about what can be done to get such people out of the institutions and such and such. I supposed if you are doing your research, you don't suppose or assume Feel, that's not about feelings. You think about something. And the fixed preposition, I was thinking about also. We don't assume about, we assume something. That's a transitive verb. We don't suppose about, suppose takes the clause directly. I suppose we can do this or that. These are not feelings, working on something. I thought a lot about what could be done to get such obviously disabled people. Then she started that such people, not men. But sir, man and people are the same. Remember the tone of the passage, enact. People here, people there. Such people, persons, women, nothing. You have to carry the tone of the passage. Here is context. This is grammatically correct. Vocabulary is also correct. Persons, people, men all mean the same. But as per the tone of the passage, flow of the passage, people here, people there. Out of institutions and onto the streets, getting job, it came to me. I think then it came to me. Then I thought of that, sorry, because, but, and it came to me in the same flow. That's a sentence. I thought hard what could be done for such people, and it came to me. What? Dogs, says she. The name is there, comma. Who is, obviously that's a human being. We won't be using that if we have an option. If we have an option. Who is, she is. We don't use which for human beings. Whom is the objective case. We have a finite verb directly after that. She is the originator of this service dog. What is this concept? Maybe perception. That's not a notion. Impression, no. Assumption, no, no, no. She worked hard for that concept. She ran into fierce resistance, academics, professionals at first, who said dogs spread disease. She got opposition from academics. She ran into fierce resistance from those people. In order to indicate source, we always use from. So fierce competition from academics, from professionals. That was super easy. That was a little difficult. I won't say difficult, a little. We might have committed some mistakes out there, but okay, no problem. Step in ahead, go in further. Next. Just have a look. We'll show you the options. We'll discuss them. I hope done with the passage. You've got the theme, you've got the tone, you've got the flow. Here are the options. You have a look again. I won't disturb you. We'll explain all at once. Remember to pick the most appropriate options. I hope done. Let's discuss these. We all experience and understand that the current times are not very safe. One has to be on a, since things are not safe, we need to be cautious, attentive, vigilant. So one has to be on a guard, cautious, constantly, yep. Varying, changing, sometimes yep, sometimes no, 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 no. Times are not safe. We have to be constantly attentive, not varying. Fickle is also such. This is grammatically wrong. That's a V1. Can't modify a noun out there. Terminable, terminate is to end. No, no, we have to be constantly aware of unfriendly elements and such. As we move toward the golden age on the planet, since times are not safe, the tone is like we have to be careful. We are moving towards the golden age on the planet. A blank space of negative forces have surfaced. If the passage were times are safe, that means few negative forces. Handful is small amount. The passage is saying we are not safe. That means a lot of, multitude. Portion of, little. Little is used for uncountable nouns. The noun here is forces, which is plural in nature. Little doesn't make sense. It is by bringing them to the surface method by means of bringing them to the surface that the divine forces can put them to an end. We can't, divine forces can. It's like the blank space that surfaces. So what is coming up? Negative forces. So what will come up when we boil sugar and water? That we need to remove from the top, that should be something negative because we are going to remove it. Assets need not be removed. Base of sugar, base of sugar, core of sugar, scum is actually dirt. Oh, so if there is a dirt and we boil sugar or anything, yes, it comes up. It comes to the surface. Yep, it's like the dirt that surfaces when we boil sugar and water, which is ready to be removed from the top. So that what we get is sugar solution, blank space, all the, that was the impurity we were talking about. Free from, but free from, of, not full of, free, sufficient, no, sated is full, satisfied, no, divide of. Fixed preposition first of all, which means free from, which means free from. This process of cleansing our planet by the universal forces, divine universal forces, will take, however, some time. Till then, we have to refuse. That's not an option. Offer, no, I refuse to answer. Throw away, we cannot. The divine forces can. The universal forces can. So we can't even throw away. We can't. We can avoid. We can avoid, but the model used is not can, it is have to. I have to go there. That's my helplessness, because I can't do anything. The divine forces, the universal forces will remove them, so I can't do anything. What can I do? I have to resist. I have to bear the pain. I have to bear the consequences and such. If you have any objection, feel free to ask. In this one, a pretty good one. Now that's something I won't say easy. Need to think a lot about it. That was also a combination of easy peasy and some difficult ones, some moderate ones also. Yes, that was super duper easy. So because of time, finishing things now, I hope we went through quite a lot. Stay connected. In the next session pretty soon we will have another one on close tests. Would love to have many difficult, easy, moderate ones as the miscellaneous manner once again. Finishing things now, but before I finish, let me mention a couple of things. The very first one, do subscribe to the channel if you are new here. We constantly conduct free classes on YouTube for all the subjects targeting upcoming CGL and such examinations. So do have a look, do join, do subscribe, and kindly share this with the others who are willing to study and stay connected. Just one thing more, we have offers all around the corner. So before I finish, let me inform you, if anybody here is willing to get any subscription on Oliveboard, can grab flat 58% off on SSC course subscriptions, batches, mock tests, or the super elite one, in which we get access to everything in just one subscription, be it the courses, batches, etc. In the SSC Super Elite, we get access to all the current batches, the upcoming batches, yes, which are going to start for CGL Tier 2 2026 and such. Mock tests, PYQs, everything, I repeat, in the SSC industry. One can use the code FEST and grab flat 58% off on SSC course batch, the Super Elite also. Just go there. The website is clearly visible to you. Great Indian Exam Fest. Check your subscription. You may opt for Light also, Elite also, Super Elite also, and somebody who is willing to opt for SSC plus Railways Elite can opt for that also. It mentions every single detail that I just mentioned quickly. Just have a look, apply the same coupon FEST, and please choose a validity. Okay, 12 months, for example. Yes, only at 461 for 12 months. Amazing. Do have a look before you leave. Thank you so much. See you pretty soon on the next turn. Bye bye. Take care. Be safe. Thank you.